Well, if you joined us last weekend, you know we're in Ardmore, Oklahoma at the Noble Foundation, where we're talking with Mr. Steve Upson, the horticulturist, about some of the trials that are going on with raised bed gardening. And Steve, you have some more things to show us today, but first of all, tell us what you're doing here with this one.
Well, Steve, this is a bed composed of sandbags. Just another idea, see if it will work. The bags are relatively cheap. We just fill them with garden soil and stack them and make a barrier. They have about a 2-year life if you paint them once. Big problem with these is that they're very hard to, they're heavy, and the material will break down if you don't take care of it.
Now, especially like your staking method here, tell us what you've done on that particular design.
Okay. Another crazy idea, I guess. We've incorporated, or combined, if you will, concept of a round cage and what we call stake and weave system. And by doing it this way, you've got a structure here that you could put a plastic cover over to protect them in the fall, whatever. Just a little different way of growing.
Explain how you've got the wire there, the cage.
Okay, of course, really you don't need a lot of width because the limbs will spread out through them, just like in a stake and weave system, what we call. Rebar or sucker rod driven in the ground, wire attached to the...
And then you have the wire on each side of the board to hold them in there.
Right,
okay.
Give you a little gap for the plant to grow up through.
Okay, good. Now what about this raised bed? What's it constructed of here?
Okay, this is just a bed composed of straw, wheat straw, square bales, of course, and it's very quick to put together. You can imagine. We would drive a piece of rebar through this to anchor it to the soil, but that's not necessary. Once they get wet, they're there. And you just backfill them with the soil mix.
Well, we've even constructed cold frames with bales by putting the glass over the top, but we've never seen them in a raised bed. So that's an interesting idea. Now this comes in especially handy in the season for fall gardening. Tell us what it is and the role that plays.
Okay, it's basically a sunscreen. We need some shade on young transplants. Primarily in the fall when we're setting out very succulent cabbage, broccoli plants, and you can imagine the intensity of the heat, the sun. Right. So this provides us with at least 50% shade, maybe a little more. Gives them a break.
And you've just attached it to your...
Yeah, to the remesh. This is concrete remesh. Just attached it using twist ties.
Okay, so someone could use their tomato cages for a hoop barrier then.
If they were innovative enough and wanted to work, you bet.
Now, you tell me this is the most inexpensive beds that you have. Is that true?
To date, yes, sir. We're involved in recycling here, using recyclable products with everything from the soil to the bed itself. These are made from pallets.
You've got some up here to show us, I think, too. Let's take a look at those. So it's a recycled pallet, and what have they done with those then? Okay,
they just nailed them together using 3 supports here. They have a groove, as you can see here. It's used to place your rebar, and this attaches the plank to the soil.
Okay, now what's the little piece you've welded on there?
That's to prevent the bed from settling, the sides, the border. Okay. And you can level it up better that way.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of welding these pieces onto the 3/8" rebar. Okay,
now you tell me the life expectancy of these might be a little bit shorter,
right?
Oh,
yeah. This is not treated wood, and like I said, it's from pallets. But for the price, if you could get 3 or 4 years use out of them, they're interchangeable. It's replaceable beds, basically.
Okay. Now, on these same beds, talk a little bit about it's not really timely now, I don't guess, the last one, but what is the purpose of the plastic cover there?
Well, I assemble that for you, Steve, because I just wanted to show you the concept of a row tunnel for early season cold protection on vegetables.
Okay.
This is a particular type of mulch I think works real well here in Oklahoma because it's opaque. It doesn't allow all the sunlight through. We get real warm spring days. It's self-ventilating, and of course this is over a remesh frame.
Cage again. So you're trying to get early planting then.
It gives you about 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, and you don't have to remove them because of the vents in them.
Correct.
Okay. Now, this one is for shading purposes again, is that right?
Right.
Just a different product.
Right. The rebar holding the walls up also allows for the attachment of the PVC.
Okay. Now, tell me real quickly, you're experimenting a little bit more with some other cold frames, greenhouse type things on the other side of your shop. Just highlight what you're trying to do there.
Okay, well, we're looking at building a little larger frames for mature crops, so we can actually get in and harvest during, for example, November, maybe early December. We've got warm days, but the nights will kill the plants. Just enough protection to extend the harvest in the fall.
And it's interesting. You're trying to pull them up to cover them. Some of the fronts are opening up. Just various methods.
Different things. Seeing what works, what doesn't work. Putting together some ideas for people to use.
And that's all about your plots anyway, is just a little bit of studies and trying to...
Yes, sir.
Well, Steve, you've given us a lot of great ideas. We appreciate your time, and thanks for having us out.
Thanks,
Steve. Again, it's hopefully some good ideas that our gardeners can pick up on too.
Thanks a lot, it's been fun.